Well, hello, hello, this is Rosa. I forgot to turn the thing so I can see if I'm frame. Bringing to you Bourbon Chicken. I am off for the next 3 days, so I'm doing a lot of stuff that I've been wanting to do and been putting off and off because of work. So you get a stock pot. You don't cook it, but you chop up your chicken, about 3 to 4 pounds of chicken, and then you just try to cook it just a little bit, but don't cook it. You just kind of want to brown it a little bit. It's not really brown, but I don't want to do too much because the pressure canner is going to do the rest of it. Okay, so I'm going to get my stock pot up. And put my burner. You know what? I see a dribble there. I cooked in both frying pans to speed up my cooking time. And then I poured everything out because you need, when you're pressure canning, this is the one time you don't want too much oil. You only cook the chicken in 2 tablespoons of oil, so not a whole lot. Okay, so I got a little spill, and I don't want to get that on my, when I turn my heat on. Okay, so I'm going to add all my liquid ingredients, and I will put it in the description box, a list of all the ingredients. Oops. Where to put my spoon? There it is. Look, I just had it. It's in here with the chicken. There's my ketchup. In just a second I'll tell you what all goes in here. Okay, so we're going to put that in the pot, turn the heat on, because you want to bring this to a rapid boil. Not rapid, but you want to bring it to a boil. We'll let everything mix up. We're going to add our chicken. I should have drained this. You know, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drain this. And I'm going to drain it in the same bowl that that red bowl with all the sauces in it. Because again, oh, that's not even hot no more. I took it out so it can cool off. Okay, so I drained it. Now I'm going to add it to my pot. I'll discard that in the little recycle area that we do for our leftover juices and fat. That looks good. And you put this over a bed of rice or some pasta. Oh, I'm gonna get my spoon rest. I don't get my stove more dirty than it already is. And that pot back here is the hot dog chili that I made. Because I'm going to pressure can both of these at the same time because they're being pint jars. And the processing time is the same for both. So I'm doing double duty today. So we're going to let that heat up. And let me get all my dirty dishes here. Get them off the counter. Let me wipe my counter just a little bit, because in here I have all the little spices. But we're not ready to add the spices yet. Alrighty, so what this calls for, this recipe, well that's cooking, and I'm going to try to stay under my 15 minutes, is you get 1/2 cup, you get 2 to 3 pounds of chicken. You can use chicken breast or chicken thighs, whatever you want to do, any chicken. 3 or 4 pounds. Cut it up and cut all the fat, because when you're pressure canning, you don't want any fat. So get as much fat out as possible, okay? You're going to add 1/2 cup of apple juice, 2/3 cup of soy sauce, 1/3 cup of ketchup, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, 3/4 to 1 cup of chicken broth. And I only did 3/4 because I'm going to see, because I have some more of my homemade chicken broth. If I need to add it, I'll add it toward the end. When we taste it, just to make sure that it's good before I put it into my jars. Okay, and then let's see, 1/4 cup of bourbon, but we're not doing bourbon because we're not non-alcoholic here. So the bourbon, that's why it's called bourbon chicken, because you're supposed to cook it with bourbon, and you would use 1/4 cup, but we're going to skip the bourbon today. 1/2 cup of packed brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, 3/4 to 1 teaspoon of ground ginger, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Okay, and the whole thing is like I said before, you want to brown your chicken. Don't cook it, just brown it. And I didn't really brown it, I whitened it. But with all the times that I've been doing chicken, I know it's going to cook, and I don't want to overcook it. Because if you overcook it, it's going to be dry when you get ready to eat it. Okay, so it's boiling. Let me turn that heat just a little bit, because you want it to simmer. You want the chicken to soak up all the juices. Now, when you're pressure canning, it's going to be a little liquidy, okay? But you're going to make a slurry, and I'll also put that in the description box. So when you take it out of your jars and you put it in your pan, a pot, to heat up, you make a little slurry, and that is what's going to thicken it up. So when you get ready to eat it, put it over your rice or your pasta, it'll be a lot thicker. Because this is supposed to be thick, but this is a pressure can method recipe, okay? But I will put all that in the description box, okay? Alrighty, and so let's see here. I've got it in my oven, and I'm going to simmer. And you're going to simmer for 5 minutes. And we're done. So, I set my timer, because it's going to boil. So now we're going to put this, I'm going to put this on my low simmer. Set my timer for 5 minutes. And we'll be back. I'm going to can everything. This is not really a canning video. This is mostly the recipe, because I will link my canning video down in the bottom of the description box. So if you want to know exactly how to can, you'll know. Okay? So we'll bring you back at that next stage. I forgot. I forgot to add my seasonings, because it needs to simmer for those 5 minutes with all those seasonings in there. So let me put the seasonings back in there. Let me stir this. If I wish you could smell, it smells so good. So I'm just going to stir this to make sure everything is coated really well. Oh yeah. And I'm going to do a little bit of a taste test. And this is not going to make a double batch. I didn't double batch this because it's my first time making it. And I'm learning by trial and error to taste before you make a double batch. Because I made a double batch of some stuff twice. Look, it was yucky. So, you can definitely taste the sugar. And this is part of when you're doing the simmering. Yeah, it's on low. Yeah, it's on low. Is when you're doing the simmering, that's when all the spices and all the flavors of everything coordinates with each other and makes it taste so much better. And I think we'll have some of this for lunch tomorrow. And I know we're having hot dogs for lunch. Excuse me, hot dogs with chili. And then dinner, I think for dinner we'll have the chicken. I stirred it. Oh man, that is awesome. Now here's the time where you would either add more red pepper flakes, any other flavor, and I'm going to be honest with you, I think it's perfect just the way it is. I'm going to let my hubby take a little taste test, because I don't think we need to add anything more. Then we're going to get ready to can some jars, and then we're going to put it in the pressure cooker. Okay, we'll be back. Okay, we're back for the taste test. And this is I made 2 dinners at the same day, so This one is the Bourbon Chicken. And I already tasted it. It tastes really good. But I just putting it over a bit of rice. We did make a slurry because I pressure canned this. And so this is the next day. And I am Cubby's telling me you can't see me. Okay, we gotta re-angle the view, the camera. Bear with me, I'll be right back. You can see me.
No, you can't see the food.
You don't want to. I'm trying to tell him I do stuff and he didn't realize because he doesn't want to help. Anyway, so here it is. As you can see, it's piping hot. Oh, definitely 2 thumbs up. You could just, the flavor is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. This is a great meal. And the fact that you pressure canned it means it's ready to go. All you have to do is make you some rice. 20 minutes later, the rice is done. 15 to 20 minutes later, depending on what kind of rice you're using. Heat up your jar of bourbon chicken. And then add a little cornstarch slurry or any kind of slurry that you want to thicken it up. Because it is very, very liquidy because when you're pressure canning, you can't put a lot of that flour stuff in there. But man, you could just taste all the flavors of all these seasonings we put in here. Well, we're going to go eat supper. I thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. And I know I'm out of frame. Okay. But we're good to go because the main course of the video is the meal, not me. So my main focal point is the meal itself, which is the reason why I'm doing these, because I'm 61 and I'm just learning how to cook really good meals from scratch. So if I can learn at my age, anybody can learn at any age. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Don't forget to ring the bell. That way you know when my next video pops up. And don't forget to look in the description box. There will be a full detailed description of how to make your own bourbon chicken. But we did it without the bourbon because we're not an alcoholic family. And enjoy a nice, delicious meal. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.